Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video on Salesforce Board. Guys, in this video, we'll be exploring more functionalities around these GraphQL APIs. Guys, if you remember with Wired, we used to have that imperative methods as well, using which you can call your Apex action on a click of a button or after a specific action, right? But how it is possible using GraphQL. So in this video, guys, I'll show you how you can delay your GraphQL query, how you can put a pause in it, and it should execute after a specific action. To do that, I have created a Lightning Web component where I'll be fetching list of related contacts based on a selected account ID using a record picker component. So that way we'll be delaying the query until the record ID parameter is having its value. The query should not execute. So let's start today's video, guys. I'm Kapil, your host, and you're watching Salesforce Bolt. Right guys, let's start today's video. So I have already created a previous video on the GraphQL APIs in which I just retrieved list of records. So we'll be using that example for this video, and another video I recently created was on Lightning Record Picker. We will be using that example also, and we'll be mixing both of them basically to create this Lightning Web component. Okay, so first let me show you the output, how it is going to be. So this is my component get related contacts, okay, where I'll be fetching list of related contacts based on the selected account. And we are fetching this list of related contacts using the GraphQL API, which is a wire adapter basically. So we need to delay the query, guys. Otherwise, usually these adapters will be executing themselves on the load of the page, right? So whenever the page will be loading, the adapter will execute itself and give you the result. Now to delay it, we will be basically using a query and a variable as a dynamic parameters, and we'll be using getters for that to have the latest data in it, and then we'll be binding it into the GraphQL query. Instead of having the whole query together, we'll be having it in different getter parameters, and then we'll be binding it. Okay, so for example, if I'll search account here, so my account is having 3 contacts basically. This is my account which is having 3 contacts. So if I'll select this account, now here you can see test contact 5, contact 3 and contact 4 are here. So basically this data is also coming using a GraphQL adapter, and we are delaying the process based on the retrieved data. Okay, now let me show you how you can do this thing. Okay, so for that, first we need to create this Lightning Web component. So I'm having this component here. So first we'll be working on the HTML part, then we will be having the JavaScript. So in HTML, I'm just having empty HTML file here. Okay, now first we need a record picker component, right? This component to pick up the record. So as I told you, I have recently created a video over it. So this is Lightning Record Picker with dynamic targets, and here is the GraphQL example. So if you also need to check the complete code, you can simply go to my blog, which is salesforcebolt.com, where I'm having all the code snippets for all the videos created so far. Okay, why this is not closing? Just a second. Okay, now here if you will see, so this is the example of the Lightning Record Picker. So we'll simply copy it from here. Sorry, there's something wrong with my mouse, I believe. Okay, finally. So I have copied it and I'll be pasting it in my VS Code here. I think we are having additional template tag. Yes, this is fine. We'll change the title, get related contacts using GraphQL. Okay, we won't be having any matching criteria, display criteria. We'll be just having it by default, which is going to be name. We don't need any filter. Okay, so I'll remove these things, and we need this on change basically. So I'll keep it, and I'll have this on change from here, and we need this parameter also selected record ID to get the selected data. Okay, So here is this, and this is the parameter what we need to copy from here. Okay, so I'm having this selected record ID parameter, and I have copied this handle on change, which will basically return the record ID of the selected record. Okay, and then we are storing it in this selected record ID parameter. Okay, so this was the first part of this demo. So now basically we have created a record picker component. If I'll deploy it, let me deploy it quickly and show you the output. Okay, it is deployed. I will refresh this. Okay, get related contact using GraphQL. Here you can search your contact, search your account. Here you can see test contact 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think this is searching contacts. We need to update it to search account. So here you need to change the API name. We'll make it account, save it, deploy it again. Now it will be searching list of account records basically. Okay, refresh, and here let's try to search account. Yes, we are getting accounts here. So this was the first part of this demo. So we need this account ID basically to fetch the contact data, right? This account ID. Okay, now if we will go by the old GraphQL way, where the query will be executing itself on the load of the page, then it is not going to work. First, let me show you the previous example of the GraphQL. So this was the previous example of GraphQL where we were getting a list of accounts, I believe. Yes, we were getting list of accounts, and this was the GraphQL. This is the query. So this is basically a static query where it will just give us the top 5 records, the first 5 records, and this was the result. So in this query, basically we are not passing any parameter. Let me show you another query where we were passing parameter. Yes. So here, if you will notice, we are passing amount as a currency, and based on the pass parameter, it will return us the query. Okay. Now, if I will just copy this thing from here and paste it here, paste it on my page. So basically, it will be getting the data based on the provided inputs. But in our case, we are not providing any inputs as of now. We need to provide our input on the change of that record picker, right? So for that, we won't be doing it in the same way. Okay, we still need this query. We'll still have this query where we'll be passing parameters and other stuff, but we will do it using some different query parameters using getters basically. Okay, so as I told you, we still need the query, so at least we can have the basic structure what we need. So I think till here we can copy the data. We need these 2 lines as well. So if I'll go back, pasted it. Okay, now we need GraphQL and wire here. So I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Okay. So this was the basic structure of our GraphQL query. Okay. Now, as per our query, we need to have contacts. So I'll add contacts here, and for errors, let's have errors. Okay. Now here you can see the GraphQL parameter. After that, you are having query, and then you are having variables, right? So this time, guys, what we will do, we'll make this query and variable dynamic. So basically, what we'll be doing, we'll be having them in getter parameters, and then we'll be calling those getter parameters here. Okay. So first, we will just copy this query from here. Okay. And we will add a getter parameter, as I said. So let's add the parameter underneath it. So I'll name it get account query. Okay, and I will paste my whole query here. So this was my query right there. Okay. Okay. So now here in my query, we need contacts, right? So what we'll do, let me make it return first. So it should basically return this query, and it should only return the query if the account ID exists, right? So here what we'll do, we'll add a if condition, this dot selected record ID, then it should return undefined. Okay. Otherwise, it should return the GraphQL query. Okay, let me manage the spacing. Okay, so here we'll rename the query. We'll make it contacts on account. Okay, and as a parameter, we'll pass record ID. Okay. ID. Okay. Now this UI API is fine, query is fine. We are getting contacts. I'll modify it to contact, where account ID equals to record ID. Okay, and we'll get name and ID. Okay, these two values are fine. So I'll remove this annual revenue from here. Okay, this is node edge. I think I'm missing one of the curly braces here. Anyways, we'll check it out later. So this was the query now. Now on the other hand, we need to have the variable also to get the value dynamically. So that is going to be a getter variable, right? So using that getter, we'll be having the variable name. Okay, so the variable is selected record ID, right? So we'll do get account data, and here we'll return, as this is a getter parameter, so it will be working in runtime. Whenever you'll be having value, it will return you the data. Okay, so here we'll return a record ID, this dot selected record ID. Okay, so now this is my query parameter, and this is my variable to have in that GraphQL query, right? Now we need to change the syntax as well. So GraphQL is fine. After query, we'll be adding query parameter. So the syntax to add it is in double quotes, then dollar sign, then the parameter name, which is where it is, account query. Okay, and the other parameter variable, which is data, which will be having the record ID basically. So I will remove this comment from here and paste it here. I think we need a comma here as well. Yes. So basically I have wired a GraphQL with a getter query parameter and variable as well to get my result, to delay the query basically, right? Now in this result also we need to have contact here. Okay, this looks fine. And instead of this dot records, I need to have it in this dot contacts in the above parameter, and in case of error we need to have it here. Here also we should add one, like in case of error. Okay. Okay, this is looking good now. Are we missing anything? So we have handle change, which will return the record ID. We have wired the GraphQL with getter properties, query and variable. This is a query, account query, where we are checking first if account ID is null. If it is null, then it will return undefined. Otherwise, it will return query, contact an account. We'll be using record ID, and contact where account ID equals to record ID. Okay, this is also looking fine. And this is the last parameter, which is account data, which will be returning the record ID based on the selected record ID from the record picker component, right? Now on HTML we need to show the result. So to show the result, we will just have a basic I would say a loop of records. So I'll just have template loop here. Let me add a container. I will add medium padding around medium, and the same padding I will be having here as well. Okay. So if contacts okay, then we will have for each here, and we will display contacts. For item contact. Now here we will be just simply displaying contact dot name dot value. Okay, this looks good. Let's try to deploy it, and let's see if I have missed a curly braces here. It will throw the error in that case. So I'll deploy this source to org. Usually in the case of copy paste, you should not be missing these curly braces, because these syntax are something like, I would say it is very, very difficult to remember. So it's up to you how you want to do it. You can do it by your own way, try to remember the syntax and look for each curly braces, or you can just have the syntax somewhere on a blog or on notepad file and just copy and paste at least the the basic structure. At least you can copy and paste, and then you can modify it as per the requirement. And with that, our components are deployed now. Now let's test it out. So I will go back here, refresh it. Okay, now here first I will try to search for my account, which is this one, and on the click of this account it should show me, yes, it is showing me the related contacts, which is test contact 5, test contact 3 and test contact 4. So that's how you can delay your GraphQL queries, guys. In case if you're having multiple queries, then you can have your getter parameters to have the result on a specific action based on some flag or something. Like in this case, the selected account ID was the flag what we were using. So if the selected ID was having value, in that case only we were getting the data. So that it is for today, guys. If you need the complete code, I'll be having the complete code on my blog, which is salesforcepole.com. I showed you here as well the previous code of record picker and GraphQL API example, right? So if you need the complete code, you can simply go to my blog. I'll be sharing the code for this example as well there. And that it is for today. If you like today's video, subscribe to the channel will be awesome. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.